house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this good. A little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan, and with me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
Yo.
With us on the ones and twos, Justin the Russian Concussion Mascaro.
What's going on?
This is episode 191. Last week was our college football futures. Now we are on to our NFL futures. We're going to break down the entire upcoming season and give you our best bets for who's going to win the division, win totals, etc. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or if you're watching on YouTube, it doesn't matter. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you're one of the Apple Podcasts or Spotify listeners, head on over to the YouTube page, get your eyes on our new studio. And like I said, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. Big Easy Bets is brought to you by BetStamp. If you're in the market for a brand new sports book, you need to head over to BetStamp, specifically to our link. It'll be in the description. It's easily accessible. Signupexpert.com/BigEasyBets. It pulls all the sports books available in the state of Louisiana. You don't have to do any promo code. You don't have to do anything other than click the link, click the sports book you'd like, sign up, and place your best bet right then and there, and you are helping out our podcast tremendously. We have a lot to get into. This is episode 191. It is our NFL episode, so I figured we would brush up on our quarterback bets, because I don't remember specifically what they are.
Shit.
First off, is it $50 or is it $100?
They're all 100.
All 100. First one was you took Matt Corral. I took Kenny Pickett. Both kind of looking obsolete. Second one, a little swing and a miss by me. You took Anthony Richardson. I took Hendon Hooker. And it's to make the pro. First one to make the Pro Bowl, correct?
Yeah.
Third one was who?
You took Daniels. I took Drake May.
Yes, I thought so. Good. I just wanted to make sure, because I'm hearing reports about Drake May.
That's fucking bullshit.
I'm hearing reports that Drake May is possibly going to lose his job to Joe Milton.
That is
Joe
the
Milton.
fucking biggest crock of shit of all time. Yeah, I heard the same thing. Kyle Hurd is the one that's trying to put this out there.
Is he?
He's like, don't be surprised if Joe Milton wins his job. Yeah, be fucking surprised, because Joe Milton's the fourth best quarterback on the Patriots roster.
Joe Milton might be the best practice
Bailey
player.
Zappi is better than Joe Milton.
And Drake May.
Drake May's better than Joe Milton. And Brisket's better than Joe Milton.
Dude, Joe Milton has managed to finesse Michigan, Tennessee, which he wasn't horrible at Tennessee. He might have even been somewhere else. But then got drafted. Now the Patriots have fallen in love with Joe Milton. I think it's because he can throw the ball 95 yards. Everybody's like, we could use that.
Yeah.
We can hone the other things, the poor accuracy and bad decision-making.
Jamarcus Russell could throw it 200 yards, and all he was good at was drinking cough syrup and losing all his money
And playing craps at the Scarlet Pearl. Yeah, we were walking through his March Madness, and I was like, oh, that's Jamarcus Russell. Well, you want to go talk to him? It's like, maybe not. Yeah, I saw reports coming out that Drake May is struggling, to say the least. Jaden Daniels, on the other hand, Dan Quinn, new head coach for the Commanders, said Jaden Daniels has more than earned the job to get the starting reps in preseason.
Yeah, well, who else would they even have?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I like his style, though. There's actually preseason going on currently between the Panthers and the Patriots. So
yeah,
let's get an updated look here at old Drake May's stats. 2 of 3, 19 yards in the first quarter.
They pulled him already?
I don't know. They got no points on the board, though, so they hadn't done anything that spectacular.
The other quarterbacks had stats, though, too. Brisket didn't get a completion.
Jacoby Brissett, 0 for 3. Bailey Zappi, 3 of 4, 12 yards. The Patriots are going to be horrific this year.
Yeah, worst team.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. So we're going to get into that. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go over offseason changes. Before we get to that, we'll go over Saints kind of news and expectations, and then we're going to go division by division. This was we honestly didn't even coordinate on this, but I figured we'd go division by division. I have all the odds to win the division, over under win totals, things like that. We'll go through and give everybody a chance to give their best bets and see if we can find some good value on some of these. Justin, would you consider yourself a better college football bettor or NFL bettor?
I'm going to go NFL.
Yeah, I would say so. Do you remember what your record was that one year?
No, but I think it was like 64%, 67.
Do you remember?
I don't remember the exact record, but yeah, he was definitely mid to high 60s.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was specifically either, but it was one of the better betting performances I recall. I don't think that was the best we've had on the show so far, right? Over the course of a full season?
Yeah.
I thought it was pushing 70. I could be wrong.
I think it was 67.
For a while, I think it was, but
Maybe at the end it tailed off, but yeah. The majority.
The season before, Nick had a good NFL season too.
No, I think you've had only one subpar
yeah,
NFL season.
because I started off 1-10.
Yeah, yeah. And did you finish positive? If not, it was very close.
No, it was really close to 50%.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, because you and I think Justin and I got off to that might have been his good year. Was his
It was his good
his
year.
great? Yeah. So clearly opposite sides in terms of like, I guess the way y'all were looking at games. Ball bounced Justin's way that year. He had an incredible year. You had your worst year so far on the podcast, but like I said, it was still right around 500. So, historically, we've made money in the NFL. So, and college, but the NFL is definitely you go to your 3-game method and it seems to work. So, all right, Saints news. First and foremost, right off the bat, is Justin Simmons came in town, met with the team, went out to eat. Reports were that Tyrann Mathieu was there. We're looking at possibly pairing one of the better 1-2 punches in terms of safety play in the league. How big of a get do you think it would be to get Justin Simmons?
Oh, huge. It's a need
Yeah.
because of Marcus May's gone.
Yes. We still have Howden,
Yeah.
and I think Howden can be good. I didn't see anything that, like, scared me away, like, oh, my God, we, like, have to replace, or we have to, like, Howden's not going to be able to contribute. But, yeah, it's not like we
haven't seen him yet.
Well, he played last year a little bit.
Eh,
Did he not?
I mean, maybe a little bit. He didn't freaking do anything.
I don't think he – okay, hold on. I'm looking that up.
Let's see how many snaps.
I'm not saying, like, oh, Jordan Howden's great that, oh, you don't need Justin Simmons. Not at all. But I thought he showed flashes of, like, that he wasn't inept. He started 7 games.
How many tackles did he get?
23. Psh. Come on. He got a sack. Forced a fumble. Yeah, he played all 16 games. Or I guess there's 17 games. But regardless, I'm not saying that we don't need Justin Simmons. We need Justin Simmons very bad. You never don't need a player like Justin Simmons. He's one of the better safeties in the league. He's still able to contribute. He's not past his prime. I don't think this is a Jarius Byrd situation. So reports are that we're the front runners, and hopefully we get him. Another report coming out is that Spencer Rattler is impressing in training camp. What are your thoughts there?
I don't know. The reports like coming out of training camp, I don't even believe them.
It's always optimistic, yes. Yeah. It's always – and we have certain reporters I'll just say Nick Underhill at New Orleans Football does a really, really good job. So, but even they are very always seems to be things are great. Mm-hmm. And I think you want to get people reading your stuff. I understand. I'm not saying that they're not being honest. I'm sure – a lot of people are showing flashes in camp and good plays and this and that. A lot of these reporters will kind of make you feel like your team's going to win the Super Bowl every single year. So, and then there's a lot of accounts on Twitter that are just a lot of clickbait accounts talking about Spencer Rattler's going to take Derek Carr's job. I don't think Spencer Rattler's going to start this year. I don't know if Spencer Rattler will ever start for us. But we talked about before we knew that he was a Saint. This was before the draft, our episode back in April. We said, why would you take Bo Nix with a first-round pick when you could take Spencer Rattler with any other round pick? What did we get him, in the 5th round?
Yeah.
And I think that I still stand by that. We saw Bo Nix his entire career. We saw Spencer Rattler his entire career. I don't think that the ceilings are really different or drastically different between the two quarterbacks. Bo Nix's floor may be a little higher than Spencer Rattler's, but the worth the first round pick, Bo Nix is certainly not. If you can get Spencer Rattler in the 5th round, I think that's the better of the two options. And so there's nothing but good reports coming out of camp. Obviously, we've got to see it. We're going to get a front row view on Saturday in the preseason game, but reports are that Jake Hayner's playing well too. And we certainly know about Jake Hayner from his time at Fresno State. So I liked him whenever we got him. Just a size issue. All right. What are your legitimate expectations for the season? So I was going to say let's do a record prediction. I think we did it the last couple years. I don't really care to do it. If you want to do it and you think we should, we can. And we can go game by game. But mainly, just what are your overall expectations?
I think you got to expect Carr to do better this year than last year. I mean, he definitely played better towards the end of the season. With that being said, it's like the offensive line was horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, are they going to be better? What's his name?
Trevor Penning.
The other guy that's out, Ramczyk.
Oh, yeah, he ain't coming back.
He's out for the year, so it's
Yeah.
like the rookie's got to step in right away.
Yeah.
It's big questions because we weren't able to run the ball either last year.
Mm-mm.
So that doesn't help a quarterback that's struggling, and then the line doesn't
Pass block or run block well, so.
Yeah, we go get Jamal Williams, who pulled the LeGarrette Blount and got a shitload of 1-yard touchdowns, led the league in touchdowns, and then comes back and gets one on the very end of the game where they basically stuck it to Dennis Allen and disregarded everything he told them to do, and they gave Jamal Williams his touchdown. Shout out Jameis Winston, already making headlines in his post-practice press conferences with the Browns. And then Dennis Allen went and apologized to Arthur Smith, who's no longer coaching. So the head coach of our biggest rival. I've said it before. I've said it multiple times. I'll say it again. It's just been a weird spot to be a Saints fan. And we had so many years of optimism and high expectations. When you had Drew Brees under center, you always had a chance. Post Drew Brees has been a difficult transition as a fan. I said it last year. I'll say it again. I think we're stuck in this spot where the division's bad enough and we're just good enough to where we'll win just enough games to almost get in the playoffs. And maybe some years we'll get in and we'll lose in the first round. Other years we'll just miss it. We're going to be just good enough to never get a great first-round pick and just good enough to have Dennis Allen keep his job and we'll string him along. And we're kind of stuck in this spot for the next probably 5 years. That's my worst nightmare, but that's how I feel currently. Do you think I'm way off in that assessment?
No, because it's going to be – yeah, we're going to, win 8 or 9 games again and then get a middle-of-the-pack draft pick, and our team's not going to get that much better.
Yeah. No, I'm not even kidding. I think – and I said this last year. I was on record saying I think Dennis Allen deserved a shot at head coach. I was wrong. But I think what I just described, I think, is exactly where we are. The division's just bad enough. We're just good enough that we're exactly what you just said. We're going to win 8 or 9 games. Maybe you flirt with a 10-7. But like I said, we get into the wild card round, whatever. Get in the playoffs, maybe, probably lose first round. And then you're right back to the same spot. We're picking in the middle of the draft. And we're right back here with question marks on the offensive line. And we're stringing along Derek Carr. And Dennis Allen's holding on to his job. And people are calling for his head when we underperform midseason. But I worry that we're going to be 5 years from right now, or call it 3 years from right now, at this exact spot having this exact conversation. I don't have high expectations. I don't really have any expectations this year. And that kind of sucks. I will say, though, with that being said, I am going to go back to being a fan. I said it. I was actively rooting for us to lose last year. I was. And that was like the first time in my life that I've ever rooted for the Saints to lose a football game. And it just didn't feel right. I won't do it again. But I felt like it was in our best interest to lose more games and get a better draft pick. So that's kind of where I stand with it. I don't have high expectations, or like I said, I don't have any expectations. So do you have any optimism going into the year at all?
I guess a little bit, especially if we can sign Simmons.
Yeah, no, I mean, the defense will keep you in
because the
games.
defense struggled a little bit last year, but I think we definitely have the talent to be better. So
Yeah.
it's like if we get him, I really don't see that many holes in the defense. We weren't really able to generate much of a pass rush, but hopefully Chase Young helps that.
Yeah. Reports are that he is dominating in practice, but he is dominating Trevor Penning. So we might be able to throw Joseph on the edge, and he might be able to get to the quarterback on Trevor Penning. So is it Chase Young looks that good or Trevor Penning looks that bad? That's potentially going down as one of our worst draft decisions in quite some time.
Yeah.
Throw it up there with Peyton Turner about the year or two before that. Trading another first-round pick to go up and get these guys that it's like, I don't know if they think they're outsmarting everybody, but it's like, why don't we just draft the fucking home run?
Yeah.
Why don't we draft the guy that everybody knows is good?
We drafted Davenport.
Yeah. Yeah, Davenport from UTSA.
I thought we were getting freaking Lamar Jackson.
Everybody did. Everybody did.
Dipshit.
Couple MVPs later, here we are. No, in all reality, I don't think we talk about it enough, or we don't think about it enough, maybe because we just don't want to. Our lives are probably our show, our podcast, our everything would be so much better if the fucking Chiefs just fucked off and let us get Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like, you think about what could have been. If we could have got Patrick Mahomes right now, we'd be the Chiefs. Sean Payton would still be here. Drew Brees would be fucking probably not moving away from New Orleans. He'll never come back. He's not coming back.
Yeah.
City stinks. Yeah, no, that completely altered the path of our entire lives. So who knows what could have happened, dude? Patrick Mahomes could have saved us. I am worried that Carr is going to have the excuse it's a new offense with Kubiak and blah, blah, blah. You're going to say that every year whenever you fucking suck and these coaches keep getting fired. So we passed a lot of blame to Pete Carmichael. Carr specifically passed a lot of blame to Pete Carmichael and was yelling at him on the sidelines all the time, yelling at Chris Olave. We'll see what happens. I'm not there's question marks on the offensive line, like Nick said. There's question marks with Derek Carr. And then outside of that, though, we have a good roster. So, all right. One question I saw, so I figured I'd ask you off the top of your head. Give me your Saints Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
Off the top of your head.
Of players?
Yeah. Not coaches.
It's just 4.
Better yet, divert course. Give me and we'll go back to that. Give me your Mount Rushmore of Saints head coaches.
Oh, shit, dude.
Off the top of your head. Obviously, we know one. We know
Dude,
Jordan.
I don't even know that many coaches.
Sean Payton. Got to go Jim Mora.
Yeah.
Give me Jim Haslett. And then give me Mike Ditka.
Yeah, that's the only 4 I know.
Give me Mike Ditka for bringing us Ricky
Oh, what
Williams.
was the other guy? Buddy, what was his name?
Not Buddy Ryan, huh?
I think he might have coached us for a bit.
All right, give me give me your Mount Rushmore Saints players.
Well, Drew Brees, obviously.
And it can be your personal. It doesn't have to be who you think is the best.
Well, personal, dude, I'm definitely putting Joe Horn up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Deuce was one of my favorite players, Deuce McAllister.
the story about Bobby Hebert signing.
Oh, I was
Deuce
so
jersey.
pissed, dude.
Why is Bobby Hebert out there drunk signing other people's jerseys?
It didn't even make sense. Like, I had a different jersey on. I was like, don't sign my jersey. And then Zach got his Drew Brees jersey signed by Bobby Hebert. And then my little sister Avery was wearing my Deuce McAllister jersey. And, of course, he's just fucking drunk off his ass just signing jerseys. I'm like, don't sign the Deuce jersey. And then he fucking drunk asshole signs my Deuce jersey anyway, dude. Ever since then, I've hated Bobby Hebert.
He just gets hammered on the radio after games. Yeah, no, that's hilarious. All right, so you got Drew, you got Joe Horn, and you've got Deuce McAllister. Who's the fourth?
Willie Roaf.
Willie Roaf.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Willie Roaf's a Hall of Famer, right? Yeah. So I didn't think
We had a hamster. His name was Willie Roaf.
Oh yeah. Did your dad name it? All right. My 4 would be I almost don't want to put Drew on because I feel like that's just a given. But I will. So we'll go Drew Brees. Joe Horn was going to be on mine too, but like with the cell phone out. I remember I saw Joe Horn at Kiva Dunes. Pulled up in his, what did he used to have? It was barbecue sauce, right?
Yeah.
Pulled up in a truck detailed in, with like his, it was wrapped in his barbecue sauce logo. And Joe Horn just got off, like we were just eating breakfast. And this was like when I was a kid. I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's fucking Joe Horn. Joe Horn was the best. So Drew Brees, Joe Horn. I'm going to go Sammy Knight. And then for the fourth one, dude, the fourth one's tough. I feel like it's wrong to put Ricky Williams on it, but I fucking loved Ricky Williams as a kid.
Love Ricky Williams.
When we got Ricky Williams, just the 34 with dreads and all the hype around him, dude, I remember thinking like, this dude, he's going to be the best running back ever. Like, I was just a kid, and it was, I don't know, it was the best. I'd throw Ricky up there. That would be my 4, Mount Rushmore. That's not the best, but Willie Roaf, though, that's crazy. Justin, what would your 4 be?
Going back to Ricky, my mom actually delivered his baby at St. Tammany Hospital.
Really?
She came home one night, and she worked night shift,
Uh-huh.
and she woke me up, and she had a picture of, it was Ricky holding his
Ricky
baby
Jr.?
and his wife or whatever, probably his girlfriend, I don't know. But and he signed it, and she just gave it to me. She's like, I don't know this guy, but he plays for the Saints. And my dad was like, holy fuck, that's Ricky Williams.
We traded every pick we've ever had for him.
Yeah, my Mount Rushmore, Drew, obviously. I'm going to go Reggie Bush.
Oh, I didn't even, dude, that's on me.
Just because he was,
Yeah.
you know, I think one of my
Everybody.
first Saints games.
Everybody
whenever
loved
he
Reggie.
returned the punt for against Atlanta.
Yep.
And then
That was his first touchdown? Might have been.
so, yeah.
His first touchdown was on a punt return. I
Yeah.
know that. Okay. You got Drew, you got Reggie.
I'm going to go Mike McKenzie.
Oh, I used to love Mike
He was
McKenzie
one
too.
of my favorites.
That's not
and
a bad one.
then I'm going to go Vilma.
Okay. Yeah, I used to like Mike McKenzie too. Something about 34 and dreads.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Yeah,
even though
Mike McKenzie was a beast.
He sold us out to the Patriots though. You remember that?
When?
He gave the Patriots, I think he got signed with them for like a day or so.
Okay.
Gave them intel. It was the, they like waved the white flag. We beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, I remember he picked off Tom Brady the year we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this was, it had to be after, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think he might have came back. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember that scenario. All right. So we will get to, I guess let's start with the NFC South. So how many total do you have? You said 4 surefire bets.
Yeah, I guess so.
How many total do you have, Justin?
I have 4
Okay.
like division winners.
Okay, so we will start with the NFC South. Currently, you have the Falcons as the favorite to win the division, minus 120. The Bucks are not right behind them, but the Bucks are second, plus 310. The Saints are plus 380, and then the Panthers are 10-1, plus 1,000. Over under on win totals. Falcons are at 9.5. The Saints and Bucks are both at 7.5, and the Panthers are at 5.5. So, do you have anything for this?
Yeah.
Okay. I do as well. First off, my question would be, is Kirk Cousins going to be healthy? Is he expected to
I'm not sure.
because he did tear his Achilles not that long ago. I would imagine he is. The odds wouldn't be where they are. But do we trust that he's going to be healthy? There's reports that Penix is looking pretty good. So they obviously have weapons. They have Bijan. They have Kyle Pitts. They have Drake London. They have offensive weapons for sure. Is the offensive line going to be spectacular? I'm going to be honest, I'm not really sure. They have talent on the defensive side of the ball, but not a ton. They should have been much better than they were last year. Arthur Smith was a full-blown idiot, don't get me wrong. So offensively, they can't be worse. They're going to give the ball to Bijan Robinson. They're going to probably try to get the ball to their skill position players. Arthur Smith, I think, wanted to be fired. I don't think he wanted to coach anymore because it really wasn't that confusing. Bijan Robinson's incredible, and he just didn't want to give him the ball. He wanted to hand the ball to the fucking guy from BYU, the power back, for some reason. So, Algier. I don't have any play on the Falcons. I do find it interesting that they are minus 120 to win the division. But what I'm looking at here is the Buccaneers I'm looking at under 7.5 wins for the Bucks. I think the Bucks overachieved last year. I think regression is imminent. I don't think you're going to see a better Bucks team. They ranked dead last in rushing yards given up on defense. Or I'm sorry, offensively. In rushing yards offensively, they were dead last. Rashad White's their best guy in the backfield. They went and got Bucky Irvin from Oregon.
Okay.
I don't expect him to contribute anything super spectacular. I don't think he's a bad player. I don't know that they didn't really do much to improve their offense. So they were dead last in rushing. Is Baker Mayfield going to come out and have this good of a year? Canales, whatever, left. I know the Bucs fans didn't like him, the offensive coordinator. He's now the head coach of the Panthers. But he was the guy in Seattle that kind of rejuvenated Geno Smith's career. You can make an argument, rejuvenated Baker Mayfield's career, who had been cast off. So how is Baker going to look with a new OC, new play caller? They, like I said, made virtually no moves to an aging offense. You have Mike Evans back again, Chris Godwin back again. They're just getting older. Chris Godwin's dealt with his share of injuries. Mike Evans, is he going to go for another 1,000-yard season? It's very possible, but they are getting older for sure. They did go get McMillan out of Washington in the draft in the 3rd or 4th round, and like I said, Bucky Irvin as well. But I'm going to go under 7.5 wins here. I see 7 wins for this team. I don't think that the Buccaneers are going to be even as good as they were last year, and they really weren't that great. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I kind of feel like, the fact that they won the division, I don't even know. I feel like the Saints were better than them.
Yeah.
A better overall team.
We underachieved. They massively overachieved.
Yeah.
We have better talent than they do. That's another thing. Secondary, they lost Carlton Davis, and that was already a weak secondary. Didn't do anything to improve that. Jamel Dean's burnt toast back there. So, and then the guy across from him, don't even know. Don't care. I looked him up. I didn't know his fucking name. So they didn't do anything that's going to shore up their secondary by any stretch of the imagination. Offensively, it's a one-dimensional offense. They're not able to run the ball. I would imagine you can only go one direction when you're the worst team in the league running the ball, so maybe they're a little bit better. But I do think Rashad White's a good player. I don't think he's bad. I just don't see this drastic turnaround in terms of running the ball. So even if it's improved, I don't think it's going to be drastically improved. And then I don't think Baker Mayfield's bad, but I don't think he's that great.
Yeah.
And like I said, the weapons on the outside are only aging. Maybe McMillan comes in and plays spectacular, and they hit on him in whatever they got in the 3rd or 4th round. He's a good player in college, was surrounded with a lot of talent, a lot of better receivers with a really good high-powered offense. So we'll see. You gotta prove it, I guess. It's going to be right around this number, but I think it's plus money, plus 116. So I'm going to go under 7.5. What do you have for the NFC South?
Oh, I'm going to take the Saints over 7.5 wins.
Okay.
Minus 130.
Yeah,
we kind of talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I thought about it, and I can't remember if we did it last year or not, but we might.
Yeah, we did, but it was 9.5.
Yeah. What did we finish?
9 and 8.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
That Green Bay game.
Motherfuckers. Yeah, I'd like to see Alvin Kamara get signed. I'd like to see Derek Carr not play like a piece of shit, but I'm in Carr's corner now. Starting right now. I'm in Derek Carr's corner from this moment on until further notice. Until you prove us wrong, could be very quick. Could be the first drive. I'll get out of his corner whenever I see fit, but for right now, I'm in Derek Carr's corner. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to stay away from it because I feel like the last few years I've gotten caught up in, like, whether it's optimism or expectations, like, I don't know. We should win 8 games or more. If we don't, are we going to fire Dennis Allen? We fucking better.
Yeah. We
better. So maybe we do bet it, and it's a win-win.
Yeah.
You either make money or we get a new coach. So, okay, so you're going over 7.5 wins for the Saints at minus what?
Minus 130.
Okay. Justin, do you have anything for the NFC South?
Yeah, I have the Saints over win total bet as well, and then I also took them winning the division at plus 400.
Okay. See, this is where we look like homers. I thought about that one as well too. Like, I don't think the Falcons should be minus money.
I think it's one of the best values for a division winner.
See, I do too, but I feel like I can't trust myself when I think that, because I've proven time and time again that we suck. So
I feel like we're going to be better than last year.
I think we are. Yeah, we fucking better be.
And the schedule, I mean, on paper it looks kind of tough, but based off of last year's win percentages, it's the easiest schedule.
Yeah, no, I
based
agree.
off of the opponents last year winning percentage.
Yeah, it's like 0.45.
Yeah.
I think it's the easiest.
No, I'm with y'all. I'm gonna stay away from it, but I'm with y'all. All right, we go to the NFC East. And what are we at? 30 minutes. This will probably be this will be right around the same length episode as last week. The NFC East, the Eagles to win the division minus 125, the Cowboys plus 165, the Commanders 10-1 odds at plus 1,000, and the Giants 14-1 odds at plus 1,400. Over under win totals for the Eagles 10.5, Cowboys 9.5, the Commanders 6.5, and the Giants 6.5. I do have a bet for this one as well. Do you?
No.
Do you, Justin?
I do not know.
Okay, so the floor is mine. I'm looking at the Giants under 6.5 wins. It is minus 150, but I feel pretty fucking good about this one. The Giants are not going to be good. I don't think the Giants are going to be good at all. Malik Neighbors is going to be good, but outside of him, who do they have? Who's going to, God forbid Malik Neighbors gets hurt, then really who do they have? I don't know what they were thinking, getting rid of Saquon Barkley, clearly the identity of their offense. It's not addition by subtraction when you bring in Devin Singletary to fill his role, although I think he is wearing the same number. That's the only thing they have in common is the number 26. The Giants are going to struggle to put points up on the board. This is probably going to be Daniel Jones's last year with the team, I would imagine. I don't think Brian Daboll's a bad coach by any means. There was a couple years back where we had value on the Giants and people were kind of sleeping on them. Defensively, they were doing well and this and that. I just feel like that ship has sailed. I don't think the Giants are going to be very good. I was looking at the schedule. I have 11 comfortable losses for the Giants. And then every other game, they're going to, if they're even favored, they're never going to be favored. I would be shocked if they're favored by more than 3 points in any game. So I have 11 pretty much surefire losses. So at 6.5 wins, I'm going to go under there for minus 150. Like I said, I feel pretty good about it. They're in a tough division. You can almost, with a grain of salt, you can almost stamp 4 losses between the Eagles and the Cowboys. You can split with the Commanders probably, but it is division. It's the NFL. It's divisional football. They could obviously squeak one out against anybody, but I don't know. I feel pretty confident in that. I think it's under 6.5. You have a thought either way?
No, I mean their division's tough. But yeah, I mean they lost their best player.
Yeah, and like I said, you bring in Neighbors, but who? Jalen Hyatt? He's not good.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah, who they have exactly who they have problems on the outside. They have problems in the backfield. I'm not saying Devin Singletary's okay. Devin Singletary's not your primary back if you're going to be successful. So Daniel Jones it has shown flashes here and there, but not really. Not really. I think everybody's kind of waking up and going, we need to stop taking these motherfuckers like Daniel Jones out of Duke, Mitchell Trubisky out of North Carolina. Like a lot of these people try to outsmart everybody when it's like there are guys there that it's like, we could probably just go take everyone from the SEC and stop fucking around with these small schools. So yeah, give me the Giants under 6.5 wins, minus 150. And then, actually too, I'm going to take the Eagles minus 125 to win the division.
Okay.
I think the Eagles are going to be good again. They dominate the regular season. They obviously did not perform well in the postseason, per se. The Cowboys have gotten 12 wins, I think, the last 2 years and lost to the division both times. The Eagles are good. The Eagles clearly know how to win in the regular season. You add Saquon Barkley, so they're going to be good. A.J. Brown's going to be good again. Jalen Hurts, I think they're saying it's training camp. I understand. They said he looks spectacular. He's not turning the ball over. The defense is the defense. I think it's going to be good enough. I felt like, so Zeke's back with the Cowboys. I just feel like we've seen this with the Cowboys so many times. So is it like it's now or never type of thing? Dak Prescott wants a new contract. I felt like Tony Pollard was pretty underwhelming. CeeDee Lamb also wants a new contract. I would imagine that's going to get done. Tony Pollard, in my opinion, was pretty underwhelming in his first year in the absence of Zeke. Now Zeke's back. He can be serviceable in short yardage situations. I'm not saying the Cowboys are going to be bad. I just think the Eagles are going to be better. So I'm going to take the Eagles minus 125 to win the division.
Did Pollard leave?
I didn't think so.
He's on the Titans now.
Is he really?
Yeah, I don't even know who the hell their running backs are.
Is it still okay? Well, Deuce Vaughn's got to be there. Okay, well, what I said stands. That he was underwhelming.
Yeah, but he's not even there, so they don't even have him.
Yeah, I should know that he's not there, but I know they brought. Zeke
it only
back.
adds to.
Yeah, no, I know, but I can't be like, yeah. So yeah, I know they brought Zeke back. Obviously, they still have Deuce Vaughn, but I mean, what? Like, who the fuck's playing running back for the Cowboys?
Yeah, who's there?
If it's just Zeke. All right. Regardless, I'm still, it reassures my point. I didn't know Pollard wasn't there. Hand up. So he's on the Titans replacing Derrick Henry. Good luck with that, Tennessee, you fucking idiots. Let's go to the NFC North. There's a couple divisions that are just kind of stacked. I'm not necessarily saying the NFC North is one of them. The AFC East is one, I would say. Probably the best division in football is the AFC North, and then the NFC East is obviously pretty good. All right, NFC North. The Lions to win the division plus 130. The Packers plus 200. The Bears plus 330, which is interesting right there. The Vikings 10-1 plus 1,000. JJ McCarthy's supposed to be lighting it up, so I don't know why that's so far off. Over under win total. The Lions sitting at 10.5. The Packers at 9.5. The Bears at 8.5, and the Vikings at 7.5. My number one question off the top, I wrote like little blurbs here and there. Can Goff and Detroit do it again, or was that their ceiling? Was what we saw last year their ceiling?
Yeah, I mean, you look at a lot of the win totals, there's not really, like the 49ers are at 11.5,
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs are at 11.5, but 10.5, I guess, is the next level.
Yeah.
It seems a bit lofty, I guess, for them. Especially with the emergence of Jordan Love and the Packers. They have a lot of young talent at receiver.
They do indeed.
So, yeah, that would be my team to watch in this division, the Packers.
That's interesting because I'm on the Packers over win total and to win the division. So
That's who I have as well.
yeah. So, all right, let's just dive into that then. Exactly the question I asked you, my answer to that is yes. I think the Lions – I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I think we saw the Lions peak, though. What you saw last year is about as good as it's going to get from Detroit, especially exactly like you said with the emergence of Jordan Love. What the Packers did to the Cowboys was should not go unnoticed by any means. That was in Dallas, too. They marched into Dallas and did that in the playoffs.
I forgot about that game.
Yeah, they went in and made a statement and bitch slapped the Cowboys. So I was not super high on Jordan Love coming out of Utah State. Obviously, that was the 2019 year. We saw him in person when they played LSU. But, I mean, he's pretty damn good. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a step even more in the right direction this year. So I am taking the Packers plus 200 to win the division. I'm going to go over 9.5 wins. They've quietly kind of just done it the right way. Stacked talent on the offensive side of the ball. They have a quality defense. It could be better. I'm not saying it's necessarily an elite defense. They brought in Josh Jacobs from the Raiders to fill Aaron Jones' spot. Which just reminds me, I just bypassed the offseason changes, so we'll kind of just update that as we go. But, yeah, so Josh Jacobs is in. I think that's an upgrade from Aaron Jones. I don't think Aaron Jones is a bad player by any means. I think he's kind of been banged up the last couple years, maybe on a slight decline. I just think Josh Jacobs is better. Do they still have A.J. Dillon?
Yeah, they just re-signed him, I think.
Yeah, I like that 1-2 combo there. Not necessarily like a boom and zoom, I guess. Josh Jacobs is also able to kind of lower the shoulder, but I'm also the recipient of a AJ Dillon 9.5 graded RPA on card auto. So I would love AJ Dillon to maybe light it up, but I don't think it'll ever happen. But I think the value's in the Packers here. I do. I think the Lions hit their ceiling. I could be wrong, but I like the odds with the Packers.
Yeah, I'm on the Packers over win total as well.
Okay, so we need them to hit 10 and 7.
Yep.
What are you on, Justin?
I got the Packers winning the division.
Okay.
200.
Alrighty. All right, so we're in agreement there. Take that for what it's worth. It really was. It was eye-opening to see what the Packers did to the Cowboys. I'm going to pull it up right now just so I can get the exact refresher. Let's see. Yeah, so they march into Dallas and drop 48 points on them. 48 points. They win 48-32. A Dallas team that was 12-5. The Packers were 9-8. They're going to be better this year, much better. 48-32. Just remarkable. All right, we go to the NFC West. I don't really have much for this, if I'm being completely honest. I think it's a one-horse race for the most part, but I could be wrong. So 49ers minus 190 to win the division. Rams plus 330. Seahawks plus 700. And the Cardinals plus 1,300. Over under win total, the 49ers, like Nick said, there are two teams sitting at 11.5. The 49ers are one of them. The Rams, 8.5. Seahawks, 7.5. And the Cardinals, surprisingly, also at 7.5 on the over under win total. Does anybody feel good about this one?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Niners to win division minus 190.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're willing to lay the juice, like, you might as well. I don't think anybody else is going to do it.
If you like free money, then do it.
Free money. It's like, yeah.
You've seen the quarterbacks get hurt, and then the next one comes
Still,
in and
yeah.
just freaking the train keeps going along.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Rams, I'm surprised the Rams have the odds that they do. So maybe I'm sleeping on the Rams a little bit. I don't know. But, yeah, that's why I said I don't have anything. It's a one-horse race in this one. I don't have a lean on the over-under. But I don't know how you necessarily feel good about the 49ers not winning the division. Like somebody else stepping up and doing it. Justin, do you have anything for this one?
No, I was kind of looking at the Cardinals under 6.5 wins, but I ended up staying away from that. But that was really the only thing I thought about taking.
Okay, is it 6.5? Because I saw 7.5. I thought.
Oh yeah, you just said 7.5. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's confirm just to be sure. Because when I saw 7.5, I was
7.5 from FanDuel.
yeah, 7.5. Shaded to the under minus 152. It seemed high at first glance. Are they going to be that much better? Marvin Harrison Jr. won't even let people wear his jersey because he won't sign the contract with Fanatics. All right, we move on so we're done with the NFC. We move on to the AFC. Again, this is kind of just a refresher episode. We have a few bets that we like, that we feel good about, but this is probably the last episode, I guess, because we're Thursday. Probably stretch it out to the end of next week and then come back and next time, which who knows, maybe we come back in and do something, but this might be the last episode where we don't have meaningful games to talk about. So it's very close. It's on the horizon. I appreciate everybody listening. Let's try to make a little bit of money on these futures here. So AFC West, again, kind of a one-horse race. The Chiefs minus 230 to win the division. Chargers plus 350. Raiders plus 900. The Broncos plus 2,000. Over under win total, the Chiefs set at 11.5, the only other team. Chargers 8.5. Raiders 6.5. And the Broncos at 5.5. Do y'all have anything for this one? Do you feel good about it?
I have something, but I don't know.
Okay. What is it?
I'm going to take the Chargers over 8.5 wins, minus 144.
Interesting. You a believer in Herbert?
I'm a believer in him. I'm a believer in Harbaugh. They got some work to do, though. So they might be a year out. I feel like this number's gotten bad. It shouldn't be juiced this much.
What is it?
So it's minus 144.
For them to go over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like people have been just hitting this button too much. But
who are their receivers? Keenan Allen gone. Mike Williams gone.
They're just gonna run it every play.
That is the Harbaugh way.
No, they got Quentin Johnston and Josh Palmer. They drafted
Stink.
who'd they draft? They drafted McConkey.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and they already saying he's developing chemistry quickly with Justin Herbert.
There's not a single first-round draft pick that's not looking good.
And then Brendan Rice, they
hype.
got him in the 7th round.
From
USC. It's Jerry Rice's son.
Oh, right. Yeah, and he took offense for going in the 7th.
Yeah.
Jerry, shut up, Jerry. Did I or did I not hit the nail completely on the head that Justin Herbert will always be just Phillip Rivers?
I don't know.
It's early.
It's been turmoil over there.
I understand. There was turmoil when Phillip was there.
Yeah.
Injuries. Phillip was hurt a lot. Justin Herbert, I said it. I sat right here. I looked everybody in the face, and I said Justin Herbert will go down as just another Phillip Rivers. Really good talent, never good enough to win the big one. And obviously there has been outside factors that have kind of played a role in that. But it is what it is. I don't make the rules. Justin Herbert's Phillip Rivers reincarnated. So, but you're going over on the win total.
Yeah.
It does.
They lost Eckler, too.
Yeah. So who do they have?
They got on Dobbins and Edwards. They're like, all right,
And-
we'll take the Ravens running backs
All the hurt ones.
because
and
they
just hope
can't
don't
play
get
for
hurt.
them anymore because they got Derrick
Better
Henry.
ones. Yeah, and Mitchell.
But no, they drafted the running back from Troy, Vidal,
Yeah.
who's like a little bowling ball.
He is
got
good.
some speed. It just might take a couple years, but I think they can compete.
It might take them a couple years to win 9 games.
Nah, they're gonna end up. They're gonna be one of the players in the AFC.
I was just about to ask a question too, and now I'm completely blanking on it. And I think it was going to be a decent question. So fuck. All right, yeah, I don't have anything for this one. I mean, are the Chiefs minus 230 free money? I ain't laying that. Patrick Mahomes snaps his leg. Godspeed. Okay, I do have a question though. What do you expect from Travis Kelce this year? I feel like that's a big question mark
Yeah.
because we saw a pretty noticeable decline in the regular season, and then he turned it on in the postseason. So, what do you like? Not necessarily for fantasy purposes, but I guess you could include that in there as well. Like, what do you think we see that again?
Yeah.
Same thing. So a down year from Travis Kelce.
I don't think he's gonna be getting any better at his age.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe. They added some weapons, so it could maybe open it up a little bit. But then,
The guy's going to get suspended, right?
who?
Rice.
Oh,
For
you would
being-
imagine, but I don't know. They take a while sometimes.
Yeah, and they forget about it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he fucking T-boned a chick on the highway and then ran away from his car. So I don't know if he's gonna run away from this one. But yeah, they did get Xavier Worthy.
yeah,
That was preseason hype. Xavier Worthy's gonna be the next Tyreek Hill if you read the press
he's
clippings.
fast.
Yeah. So's Kadarius Toney.
Nah, he's not as fast as Worthy.
He ain't a fast thinker. Yeah, I don't have anything for this one. The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl again. So until probably we die. So, Justin, do you have anything for the AFC West?
I do not, but did y'all see Sean Payton comparing Bo Nix to Drew Brees?
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I think he said some shit like that after the draft. And if there's anything Bo Nix is not in the entire world, if there's anything that Bo Nix is not, it's Drew Brees.
When are they gonna fire him?
Who, Sean Payton?
Yeah, they give him all that money.
Yeah, I mean, probably
How long does he get to try to fix it?
1 more year and a half. So around week 6 or 7 of next year, he's on his ass.
Yeah, but it's like if the quarterback play looks bleak with like no promise at all this year, then what do you do?
Is Bo Nix going to be the starter?
I don't know.
We were talking about that a little bit.
They have him on third string on the depth chart.
Do they really? Who's
Yeah.
first? Zach Wilson?
Him or Stidham.
They're going to suck. They're going to suck.
Yeah, they're gonna be so bad. It's like,
Dude.
and they were terrible last year.
With Russell Wilson. I'm not saying that's one of the biggest, like, just blow my mind the fall from grace that Russell Wilson had. I questioned everything I've ever known in my life because there was once a time, I shouldn't even say it out loud, but there was once a time where I said I would take Russell Wilson before Patrick Mahomes. It was like Mahomes' first year. Don't get me wrong. And dude, was Russell Wilson not good in Seattle? Did I see some alternate reality? I'm not even kidding. Russell Wilson used to be good. Did he not?
No, he was good.
What happened?
He sucks.
Pete Carroll must be the best fucking coach of all time.
Well, he tries to do things that he can't.
But I thought he used to be able to do them.
No, he was just always a system player.
He must have been, dude, and it was the absolute perfect system. But I understand, they would roll him out, condense the field, but he used to throw such a good deep ball.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Did he not? I don't know what to believe anymore. I really don't. I thought Russell Wilson I wanted him to come to the Saints. I was like, this guy's going to save us.
Yeah, he was known for his moon ball.
Yeah.
To drop it in.
But then he was like, I don't know. It's the fall from grace that Russell Wilson has had. And he's leaned into these Subway commercials and he's a fucking idiot. He's been a cornball his entire career for sure. The Mr. Unlimited shit and this and that. But dude, it was like eye-opening where I was like, has this guy been this bad all along? Did I not know what I was looking at? So that's been a tough pill for me to swallow. I'd take him over the best quarterback to ever live. So, all right, we move on. AFC North. Speaking of shitbag Russell Wilson, he's got a new team. The Ravens are the favorite to win the AFC North at plus 145. The Bengals are right behind them, plus 165. The Browns at plus 450 and the Steelers plus 750. Over-under win totals, the Ravens sit at 10.5 wins, as do the Bengals, also at 10.5. The Browns are at 8.5, as are the Steelers, also at 8.5. First and foremost, my number one question with the AFC North. At what point does the Deshaun Watson trade go down as the worst trade in NFL history? And will it?
I don't know.
What has Deshaun Watson done? They gave him everything.
Yeah, he hasn't even tried.
He gets hurt, in quotations, and Kevin Stefanski got Coach of the Year last year and did an incredible job losing Deshaun Watson. Joe Flacco had to come in. Nick Chubb, arguably the best running back in the league, broke his leg. Who knows if he'll come back. But the Deshaun Watson trade is looking like the worst trade in NFL history. Throw Ditka and Ricky Williams in every pick we've ever had for eternity in there as well. But in terms of going to sign a free agent, or not sign a free agent, but going to make a trade for a player, and I wanted him, don't get me wrong. The football player, not the guy. This has got to be one of the worst trades ever.
Yeah, the Russell Wilson one's there too.
That's also true. Yeah.
And the Sean Payton one, maybe.
But it's another time, was Deshaun Watson ever good? What is going on? What is going on?
Yeah.
Are these players good or not? Because Deshaun Watson has finessed the Cleveland Browns. You were big Deshaun Watson guy. So, okay, so do you think what do you expect from the Browns? More of the same?
I got them to win over 8.5 wins.
Do you?
Yeah.
It was, okay, the defense was good. The defense clearly got a little exposed there against the Texans. But overall, the defense is pretty damn good. So I feel like it was a little skewed. They had really good, they were the number one rushing defense, I think.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Joe Flacco was able to will the team there, you would imagine a healthy Deshaun Watson. It's weird. I don't know. It's the grass. It's the fact that they're not on turf. They just look slower. It's like the same thing with an Iowa State in college football. They just don't look like they can run fast. They need to cut the grass shorter or put in a turf field or something. I don't know. Deshaun Watson does not look anywhere near the player he used to be. Do you expect him to kind of turn back the clock a little bit? He's not old. Not really banged up.
I mean, if he plays, he'll be okay.
But even when he played, he didn't look great.
No, he didn't.
So what is
But it's like the first season, he didn't play, and then there was last season,
Yeah.
and
He played a little bit, didn't look great.
Yeah.
I don't know. They can run the ball. They got a great offensive line.
What's the deal with Nick Chubb? He'll never be the same.
I don't know. The injury looked way worse than the results of it.
Like, you know that for a fact?
Yeah.
What do you
Like
mean?
they thought. I mean, when you look at the injury, it looked like everything was torn in his knee.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay.
Look it up. I think it was just his ACL.
Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So you're expecting him to?
They're talking about activating him off of the physically unable to perform list in training camp. So
Okay.
before the season starts, who knows if he'll
Play week 1, but it's looking promising that he'll play this season.
So it says
Or
after
most of the season.
After suffering a brutal knee injury last season, the Browns are hoping to get Chubb back at some point early on during the season. In a new update, things are sounding very good for Cleveland. At some point this camp, he will be activated is the expectation. So I saw something that like he was doing Jesus. He was doing like lateral, just beginning to start doing lateral movements. That I maybe not, but
I do remember because when you saw it, the injury looked so gruesome, but
oh yeah.
when they did the MRI, it wasn't as bad as they thought.
Okay. Regardless, though, your knee doesn't really go like that, and then you like snap all the way back. So let's see. Chubb tore his ACL and MCL.
Okay.
He also sustained damage to the medial capsule and the meniscus in the same knee he injured while a sophomore at Georgia. So tore the ACL, tore the MCL, sustained damage to whatever the fuck the medial capsule.
Yeah, what the hell is that, Justin? The medial capsule.
Weren't you going to be like a physical therapist or something? No.
No.
No. Well, he's got tape on his knee.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, back in September last year, it says MRI reveals optimism. The season-ending knee injury that Browns Nick Chubb sustained on Monday night was so horrific, ESPN declined to show the replay. Reality is far more optimistic. Sources say after battery of tests throughout the week, while Chubb was placed on IR and will miss the remainder of the season. Again, this was in September of last year. The very real possibility exists that he can return to 100% health and play again. Tests showed Chubb suffered a torn MCL, which will be surgically repaired next week, while his ACL did sustain damage but is not fully torn. That's not what this other thing just said, but he's also torn his knees multiple times, though. There is still a chance, however, that Chubb must undergo full ACL reconstruction. If the surgeon examines the knee during surgery, and yeah, okay, so he got both. Many on Monday night thought after Chubb's injury, Browns quarter a dislocated kneecap plus a torn PCL, MCL, and LCL. Once we saw the replay, blah 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 blah. He fucked his knee up. That's what it means. So,
But it wasn't as bad.
yeah, it's not career ending, I suppose. So, but that's one of those I gotta see it to believe it. I gotta see him get back out there.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian Peterson rushed for 2,000 yards after he tore his ACL.
That is true. That is true. But Adrian Peterson,
Chubb might be the next one.
he might. But yeah, I don't know.
But
People-
anybody can run behind
The offensive line they have.
yeah. Okay. So you're feeling good about the Browns. You're going over win total.
Yeah.
Are you on anything in this division, Justin?
Yeah, I took the Ravens plus 145.
Okay. And yeah, so I wasn't going to gloss over the fact that this is one of those, this might be the best division in football. So you've got the Ravens, who in my opinion were the best team in football last year and just absolutely shit the bed. Yes, I had a futures bet on them. I even bought a Lamar Jackson jersey. I should have wore it. The Ravens game plan going into the fucking AFC Championship was one of the worst I've ever seen. I don't know what the thought process was. Who's the OC? Monken. He shit the bed. Lamar Jackson played like shit. It was a really frustrating game, and they still were possibly a Zay Flowers fumble away from winning that game. The Ravens are very good. What is the offensive line for the Ravens going to look like is a question because they lost a lot of starters on the offensive line. One thing worth noting, Lamar Jackson's lost a lot of weight. He's come in like I think they wanted to fatten him up so he can maintain health and like handle the hits. I think they're kind of diverting course because he has looked not as explosive. He's a freak athlete. He's one of the best scrambling quarterbacks we've ever seen. it's not been as dynamic as like his rookie season or the second year. If we get back to that, you pair his improved ability to pass the ball with going back to the old scrambling Lamar Jackson, throw that in with an RPO with Derrick Henry, that'll be interesting. Weapons on the outside, past Zay Flowers is still Bateman, and then nobody really noteworthy. Bateman's not that good. Bateman's kind of been underwhelming. We'll see what he does this year, but
Mark Andrews too.
Yeah, Mark Andrews is back. Mark Andrews was banged up for the majority of the year last year. This Ravens team was near and dear to my heart. I thought this Ravens team was going to be fucking really good. Defensively, I'm sure they're going to be really good again. The secondary's good. Roquan Smith is a freak. Patrick Queen's gone. They've lost some production. Kyle Hamilton. I was looking at Kyle Hamilton's stats. Do you remember? I wanted the Saints to take Kyle Hamilton in the first round. Kyle Hamilton might be the best safety in football. When you look at the stats, Kyle Hamilton's fucking good. The guy out of Notre Dame, he's in his third year. I wanted the Saints to take him. I wish they would have. The defense is going to be good. The offense is certainly Mitchell, the running back who tore his ACL. That was a big fucking deal too, because he was a really, really good running back. He was one of those like electric running backs, whereas they kind of had like the Gus Edwards and all of that. They had the bruisers, I guess. Mm-hmm. He was the change of pace guy that was I thought was going to be poised to make some noise. So they have high hopes for him coming back. Obviously, you know what you're getting with Derrick Henry. It's going to be tough, but I think it's worth mentioning the Bengals. What are your thoughts? At least Ravens or Bengals, if you had to pick.
I would go with the Ravens, but I mean the Bengals were kind of just turning it on when Burrow got injured last year.
Yeah, and that was right when I placed a futures bet on him. And so okay, I'm worried. Like the fan in me wants the Bengals to win. We're forever indebted to Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase is on that team, so a lot of LSU ties. I don't know what to expect though, because Burrow gets hurt every year. It was the knee, obviously tore his ACL, the calf last year. He had the dislocated pinky finger on his throwing hand. The wrist injury that I still don't even know what the problem was. Non-contact wrist injury on his throwing hand. So is Burrow healthy? Jamar Chase wants a new contract. T. Higgins reluctantly, who he wanted a new contract, reluctantly signed his franchise tag. Joe Mixon's gone, which Joe Mixon's replaceable. So the Bengals worry me because your best skill position players want to get paid. Your quarterback's gotten paid. What is their attitude going to be? Mm-hmm. And then the defense kind of stunk last year. The defense was not good. So, yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable taking the Bengals. I think a lot of people are going to take the Bengals because you expect Joe Burrow to be healthy. And, yeah, they were turning it on. And I don't know. I think I feel more confident with the Ravens. Obviously, they're the favorite. But I got to see it from the Bengals, I guess. Offensive line, is it going to be better? There was reports of the guy they got in the draft is supposed to be fucking good. Offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Like a rookie that is supposed to be like, they think they hit Mims, Amarius Mims. They think they hit on him. So maybe the offensive line can finally start moving in the right direction for Joe Burrow and we can keep him healthy. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm not touching anything there, though. So I would take the Ravens if I had to. I'm interested to see a lighter Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it's the toughest division from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Because even the Steelers, they're always just finding ways to win games.
Actually, now that you said that, I was about to gloss over it. I didn't take it, but I wrote it down. I'm tempted to take them over 8.5 wins because it seems that Tomlin wills this team to multiple wins every year.
Yeah.
Like they're always competitive. And they haven't had anybody. They're competitive with the guy named Mason Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
And Mason Rudolph left this earth when Myles Garrett did what he did to him. Myles Garrett's so good at football. He's so fucking good at football that he nearly fucking turtled Mason Rudolph's head into his shell. And we were just like, come on. Come on, Miles. Please don't do that again. And we're like, shut the fuck up, Mason. He almost killed Mason Rudolph. Myles Garrett flipped his Porsche going like 100 miles an hour around a fucking curve and just got out. I was like, I'm all right. He could have killed poor little Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
And we were like, just like, Mason, just go be a backup somewhere else. Please don't do anything to Myles Garrett.
Yeah, there was some pussies, though, that were like, yeah, he should never be able to play football again. I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, give me a break.
No, that shit does happen. It just happened at App State, actually. There was a video going around. Same thing. App State guy took the helmet off and fucking bashed him with it. So the problem is that Myles Garrett's so strong. He could have killed Mason Rudolph on that field. And then what? It's like,
Yeah,
shit.
then he shouldn't play football, but he didn't. He didn't kill him.
Thank God Mason Rudolph's got a hard head. Yeah, the Steelers are always competitive. Mike Tomlin's one of the better coaches in the league. You have a competent quarterback in Russell Wilson. You don't have a good quarterback. I don't know if he was ever good, but he's competent. You've got decent enough players on offense, and you know what you're getting with the defense. I'm not saying the defense is spectacular. I know that I've said that about a few. But it's pretty good. They do have weaknesses on the defense, but they are a good team. And then you've got Brandon Ayuk reportedly is likely to land with the Steelers. So they're just kind of ironing out details. Is that factual? I don't know. Well, we'll see. But if you add Brandon Ayuk with George Pickens and whoever the fuck else, I don't know, Freiermuth still. Who?
Claypool?
No, Claypool's in Miami. He stinks.
Do they still have Deontay Johnson?
I don't know, the guy who never caught a touchdown for like a fucking year, and then they threw him a parade when he caught a fucking wheel route from 8 yards.
Isn't that where Patrick Queen went? Did he sign with the
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that defense is going to be good. You got Watt on the D-line. So, well, yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts?
On the Steelers?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's where it should be, but I have huge concerns about Russell Wilson. And then even Justin Fields, I'm not a big fan of him either. So
yeah, I guess I can't do it.
It's like if Wilson sucks again.
Maybe he cooks this year.
And then they go to Fields. It's like, well, Fields gives you a little bit more with his athleticism. But
yeah, I'll stay away from it.
He's kind of slow at progressing
through
the defense.
All right, we got two left. AFC South, AFC East. We'll start with the South. Texans are plus 105 to win the division. The Jaguars are plus 270. The Colts are plus 310. And the Titans are plus 950. Over-under win total. The Texans sit at 9.5. The Jags and the Colts are both at 8.5. And the Titans are at 6.5. Do you have anything for this one?
Yeah.
Lead the way.
I'm going back to them. I'm taking Jacksonville again.
Okay. To do what?
After they crushed us last year. Over 8.5 wins.
Okay.
I think we had over 9.5 wins. They started off 8-3, and finished 9-8.
Yeah. Okay. You got anything on it, or you want?
Let's see. They were 17th in yards per play last year, 21st in yards per play allowed, so they weren't really good. They finished 9-8. They lose Ridley and Zay Jones. They get Gabe Davis, I guess. I mean,
I don't hate Gabe Davis.
I don't hate him. I think he's a decent player. They drafted Brian Thomas from LSU. They still have Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram. The O-line wasn't good. It could play better. One of the things that kind of where they struggled last year was their defense. Their pass rush kind of struggled, and their secondary was just terrible. But they added Eric Armstead from San Francisco.
Yeah.
So that'll help. They still have Josh Allen and then the former number 1 draft pick from Georgia, Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, crazy. He went number 1, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he had 10 sacks last year.
Yeah.
After not really doing much his rookie season, but Lawrence signs the big deal. I mean, was he worth it? I don't know, but I think they're obviously going to try to run the ball a million times a game with ETN.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're Thinking the same again, which is not a shock. I'm not on the over/under win total, but I am on plus 270 to win the division.
Okay.
It's now or never for Trevor Lawrence. So yeah, he signed the deal. I guess it's not now or never. I guess he's got a little bit of security, but you're going to start hitting the panic button if you're Jacksonville and he doesn't take another step in the right direction. So you said they were at 9 wins. There's got to be a step in the right direction here. I think Brian Thomas is going to be good. I think he's a quality receiver. You have weapons on the offense. The defense has just got to be better, but it's not bad. I think really what this hinges on for me is I think we see a little regression out of Houston. I think naturally, and I could be wrong, but I think they overachieved last year.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know that's – I would have a hard time agreeing with somebody debating that they picked second in the draft. They got C.J. Stroud, and then he's making waves in the playoffs. So I didn't see that coming. I think C.J. Stroud is very good. They go get Stephon Diggs. I said on here last year or towards the end of last year that the Texans, if I had to pick a team, if I wasn't a Saints fan and I wanted to be a fan of a team, it would probably be the Texans. So I understand the Chiefs and all of that, but like what the Texans have built and currently are building is impressive. C.J. Stroud helped them get very much ahead of schedule. I think we see a little bit of regression here. I'm not saying the Texans are going to be bad, but I don't think it's unheard of for, they call it this, whatever, sophomore slump or struggles, whatever you want to call it. C.J. Stroud may have just a little bit of struggles this year. And I think the door is open for Jacksonville, who I don't think is a bad team. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is a bad quarterback. I think he's just not performed up to expectations. Yet they still paid you because they're pretty much tied to you at this point. I think there's value in the Jaguars plus 270 to win the AFC South. So that's what I'm going with. You're on the over win total. I'm on the division. Are you on this at all, Justin?
Yeah, so I actually took the Texans to win the division.
That's fine. Yeah, no,
and it's probably a little biased just because I had Stroud on my fantasy team last year. So,
yeah. No, he's good. He's
good.
legit.
And I think they found their guy. I mean, like you said, they got Diggs. They signed Joe Mixon as well, and then they got Daniel Hunter on.
Daniil.
Yeah, Daniil Hunter.
He's an LSU guy too.
On defense, so it is going to come down to Texans and the Jaguars.
Don't sleep on
yeah,
the
I was going to
Colts.
say not if Nick's got money right on Anthony Richardson over here. Yeah, I think that chicken's fucking coming home to what's the saying? I don't
home to roost.
Yeah,
the rooster.
yeah. I don't. I think we see there was a small bit of hype on Anthony Richardson, and then he got hurt. I think we see no hype. No hype. I think he comes out bad game right off the start.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, it's just down from there. I'm not even kidding. There's a reason I took that bet. Hendon Hooker, swing and a miss. But there was a
they were like, okay, you got a little injured. Well, where are you gonna?
What are they gonna do? Are you gonna throw it, or is he
Yeah.
just gonna hand it to Jonathan Taylor every
He's
play?
got a cannon.
I'm sure he does have a cannon. So does Joe Milton.
Yeah, but this guy can really run.
We're talking about his arm. All right, so Justin's on the Texans, me and Nick. I'm on the Jaguars to win the division, and then Nick is on over 8.5. The final one, arguably one of the best divisions in the NFL. The AFC East. The Bills are plus 165 to win the division. The Jets are plus 170. The Dolphins are plus 220, and the Patriots are 24-1. Drake May leading the charge. Probably not. Doesn't matter. Either way, 24-1 odds just to win the division. The Bill Belichick era is over. Over under win total: Bills 10.5, Jets 9.5, Dolphins also 9.5, and the Patriots are 4.5. Number one question right off the bat: is Aaron Rodgers going to be Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
You think?
Yep.
No worries about the. It is funny in hindsight, like. I think I said it on here. He ain't coming back last year whenever they were doing the whole song and dance of like, he's trying to come back in a month. Like, and I think Aaron Rodgers is super, he wants people talking about Aaron Rodgers. So that's why he entertained that. I think he knew from the get-go he was not coming back. Maybe if they were in contention, he would have. The defense is going to be good again. I think Sauce Gardner's good. I don't think he's Maybe I'm wrong. I think he can get burnt, and the media has kind of crowned him as like a darling, so they prop him up a little bit. I don't think he's necessarily as good as the hype. I don't think he's a bad corner, but overall the defense is good. Are you taking anything in this one?
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets over 9.5 wins.
Okay,
It's my best bet.
over 9.5.
Yeah.
So
Minus 162.
damn, it's juiced that much.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they should win. 10-7 should be very feasible. If what'd they win last year? 8 games, 9 games?
I don't think it was that many.
Was it not?
The offense was 31st in yards per play.
No, it was horrific. Yeah, but the defense was really good.
Yeah, they were number 1 in yards per play allowed.
Yeah. So, what you got the record for me, Justin?
Yeah, they went 7-10.
Okay, so they went. Yeah, so they got to 7 wins with tomato cans at quarterback. So, yeah. Which way do you lean for the division?
I mean, it could go through to either of the 3 teams. I think the Bills have a bit some problems there. Their defense got kind of dismantled. They lost Leonard Floyd, Jack Lawson, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, and Trey White.
Mm-hmm.
So they're 5 best players on defense.
Did Trey White leave?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Can
you look that up?
I saw it earlier. It might have been Tennessee.
Did he? That does sound possible. I'm taking Buffalo to win the division.
He's on the Rams right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't even, did you mention Poyer?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's the biggest concern for me is that safety. They lose Poyer, and then who was the other one?
Micah Hyde. They lost him too.
Oh, you mentioned that too? Okay. You said a lot of names quick. So they were both in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear either one of them. Yeah, so you lose your safety combo. Who's going to fucking play safety? DeMar Hamlin back there? I don't know. But I think people are kind of, at least the public, I think, are kind of overlooking the Bills. I think they're writing off the Bills because Gabe Davis left, Stephon Diggs left. I would consider looking at a Khalil Shakir receiving yard to lead the league in receiving yards. I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but I bet you the odds are good, and I bet you Khalil Shakir is going to have a good year.
I don't even know if you can find that.
What do you mean? They definitely are going to have to lead the league in receiving.
But for a player like him,
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not saying he's bad.
pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Most okay, no, that's rookies.
Okay, here we are.
Give us 1 second. We're trying to what do they not have it? Is this to lead the league?
Plus 10,000.
Justin, I don't know what you're chuckling at over there.
He's right there with Rashee Rice and George Kittle.
Well, George Kittle's a quality tight end.
Yeah, but he's a tight end.
Dude, okay. Fucking bookmark this. Khalil Shakir is going to.
He's not even the best receiver on their team.
Who's better?
Keon Coleman.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God, he's head and shoulders.
No, we're not doing
better.
that yet. We're not doing
He's
that
gonna
yet.
lead the Bills in receiving yards
$100 bet on
as
that.
a rookie.
You think Keon Coleman's leading? Okay, I'll put
More. Let's do more.
Keon or Khalil
Yeah, whoever has more.
receiving yards at the end of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that. $100. You're crazy. You're sleeping on Khalil Shakir.
I don't think he's a bad player at all. He's on my dynasty team.
Okay. You think that hold on. You think that Keon Coleman is going to come in first year? How many? Okay, give me just. I'm not going to hold you to it. I just looked up Khalil Coleman. Fuck. I'm not going to hold you to it. Give me your expectation. How many? No, don't go look at his expected receiving yards. How many do you think he's going to get?
This isn't even the receiving yards.
That's receiving props. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. How many yards do you think Keon Coleman gets this year in his rookie season?
I would say
I would say 11.
What?
62.
Stop. You're crazy.
Dude, he's a great football player. They got a steal in the second round.
Dude, I've been hearing everybody. You think he's going over 1,000 yards?
Yes.
Dude. Oh, my goodness.
And out of
I know he's
out
good,
of all the receivers,
but he's not like a burner.
he might have not been the best, but he is in one of the best situations.
Let me see here. He's not a burner. Yeah, he ran a 4.6.
Terrell Owens ran a 4.6. He was the
Yeah,
fucking
Terrell
greatest.
Owens.
He was the greatest thing in the fucking world to ever see.
Keon Coleman is not Terrell Owens. And this is going to get window dressed like I think Keon Coleman's bad. I don't think he's bad. And I think he'll play a role in why Khalil Shakir is going to get more receiving yards. But Khalil Shakir is good. Pull up down the – can you find down the stretch? Like towards the end of the season? Box score for the Bills? And anybody still listening to this, we're almost done. But this is important. Khalil Shakir is going to have a good year. You can bookmark it right now. Khalil Shakir is going to lead the Buffalo Bills in receiving, and he might lead the goddamn NFL in receiving. Where did Khalil Shakir go to school?
I know where he went. Does Justin?
Justin, do you know where Khalil Shakir went to college?
Nope.
Where'd he go? Yeah, he went to fucking Boise State, and he was one of the best players in college football. And you know what he's going to be? One of the best goddamn players in the AFC East. God damn, type quicker.
I'm not picking up a
Which game
signal.
are you looking for a specific game?
How many
I just
yards
want
did he have?
He had over 600 with multiple other receiving options. I want to see the box score down the stretch. So, like, pull up the – I don't know how you could probably just do Khalil Shakir stats.
He had 611 total yards.
Yeah, no, I saw that. So, can you go game by game? Go game by game. Show me the most recent game they played last year.
How many games did he
had
crack over
44
100?
and a touchdown.
He had 44 and a touchdown against who?
The Chiefs.
Okay. Give me the game before that. 44 and a touchdown against the Chiefs. 44. We got to pump those numbers up, but I like the touchdown.
He had 3 and 31 and a touchdown.
Okay. So we got to translate less touchdowns, more yards. Give me the game before that.
45 receiving yards.
Okay. Did he go over 100 once? Had to have. What do you got? Each game on each page?
Yeah.
And then your shit's working now, and you're just looking at the news.
No, it's loading.
Okay, well because you're not on the extended Wi-Fi.
I didn't even know that was.
Regardless, Khalil Shakir had 600 receiving yards last year with Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis in front of him. They like Kincaid. Is Dawson Knox still there? Maybe.
Yeah.
So they got receiving options at tight end. Khalil Shakir realistically was probably the fourth option on the team. He's instantly going to the first. He's going to be the number one option. Khalil Shakir is going to lead the Buffalo Bills in receiving. You made a mistake. With the 600 yards, I think that's what Keon Coleman gets. He's going to get six.
Yeah, maybe in his first 2 games.
You're crazy. Khalil Shakir is going to be a do-it-all. Give him on an end around. Granted, that wouldn't go to the receiving yards total. I'm going to look up and see if they give him end arounds that he takes to the house, and I'm adding that into his receiving yard stats. So, but yeah, I think you're sleeping on Khalil Shakir. I really do. So I don't think Keon Coleman's going to be bad. But anyway, that was it. We went off on a tangent there. But I'm taking the Buffalo Bills plus 165 to win the division. I think everybody's kind of overlooking them. They're just expecting the Bills to take this drastic step back. I don't know that that's necessarily going to be the case. I don't think McDermott's a bad coach. I don't think he's an elite coach, but I don't think he's bad. So, yeah, give me the Bills plus 165. They're going to be much healthier. Von Miller was not healthy. There's multiple people coming back from injury. They're going to be at least healthy to start the season, so we'll see if they can maintain it. But
James Cook's really good, too.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think offense is a concern.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The secondary is going to be It's going to be tough. What, they still got Ed Oliver. They've got, who's the other guy? There's another guy that's not bad on the D-line. D-line's not going to be a problem. They're just going to have to generate a pass rush. Quick, before DeMar Hamlin can fucking have to cover anyone. All right, do you have anything else for the AFC East?
No.
Do you, Justin?
No, I'm done.
Alrighty. All right, there you go. That is our best bets for the NFL futures. I understand we kind of got on a segue there, but that was important. So we now have another $100 bet added to the list. Khalil Shakir will lead the Buffalo Bills in receiving. I said he's going to lead the NFL in receiving, and he's going to bet me that Keon Coleman running a 4.6 40.
Better receiver.
Maybe in the long run. Maybe in the long run. Yeah, he's going to be
It's a fucking huge guy versus a midget.
You know what he's going to be? He's going to be Michael Thomas. He might catch 10 touchdowns, but he's going to have 600 receiving yards.
Mike Thomas?
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, is he going to play anywhere?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, don't know. He's not with us anymore. Goodbye. He
No one wants him.
Yeah.
Because he was going nuts and throwing bricks and tweeting at everybody.
Yeah, he threw everybody under the bus. Yeah. So never good when you do that. But yeah, Keon Coleman's going to be a good player. He's not going to get a ton of receiving yards because he's not going to be able to create separation. He's only running a 4.6. So
he was one of our best receivers.
He was the second best receiver on Florida State.
Get out of here, dude. Speaking of AFC East, dude, I saw a thing. It was like in practice, Drake May throws a touchdown to Keyshawn Boutte. They're letting this guy play. They dropped their charges.
No way. There's no way.
Yeah, they just swept it under the rug.
I think I did see something actually. Yeah,
the charges.
They did drop the charges.
Yeah, no, they did.
This guy bet on more games than God. How are you? How is this possible? I mean, good for him. Good for him. I guess.
Couldn't believe it when I saw it. I said, "This guy is—he's
a criminal.
He's not banished." I could have swore when that stuff came out, I was like, yeah, he'll never play again.
Yeah, no.
He won't even be able to get a job in the CFL.
Yeah.
And he's just on the Patriots practicing, playing in the preseason.
Catching touchdowns from Drake May against the practice squad because that's where Drake May's playing. All right. Just a quick recap. I'm taking the Bucs under 7.5 wins for plus 116. I'm taking the Giants under 6.5 minus 150. I'm taking the Eagles minus 125 to win the division. I'm taking the Packers to win the division plus 200 and over 9.5 wins. I'm taking the Bills plus 165 and I'm to win the division, and I'm taking the Jaguars plus 270 to win the division.
I'm taking the Jets over 9.5 wins minus 162. I'm taking the Jaguars over 8.5 wins minus 115. The Browns over 8.5 wins minus 138. The Chargers over 8.5 wins minus 144. The New Orleans Saints over 7.5 wins minus 130. The Packers over 9.5 wins minus 138. And the San Francisco 49ers to win the NFC West minus 190.
All righty. Justin?
I'm taking the Houston Texans to win the division plus 105. Then I'm taking the Ravens to win the division at plus 145. I'm going to take the Saints to win the division at plus 380. And then I'm going to take the Packers to win the division at plus 200.
Okay. All right, there you go. That is our best bets for episode 191. This was our NFL Future episode. Like I said, this is probably the last episode we're going to do until we have meaningful games to give out. We always kind of limp to the finish line with these episodes. At least I do. I feel like it because there's just better episodes on the horizon. We're also working out some kinks with the new studio, but I think we're going to be pretty much ready to rock and roll for week 0 of college football. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Oh, I'm taking the Jets to win the Super Bowl 18-1.
Oh my God! So you're all in.
And I'm taking the Packers to win the Super Bowl 18-1.
Okay.
I think it's a best value here.
A little AFC, NFC. I always wait. Can you give me that at least? They don't win, but I can snipe a good value future. They don't win, but around.
Oh yeah.
3. Yeah. That was a half-hearted.
I thought you wanted me to. I thought you wanted to do it right now.
No. I've done it the last few years, really across all sports. Did it with the Phillies in the World Series, or like early season. Creighton last year, the Bengals multiple times, the Ravens last year. There is nobody better at finding a mid-season future that drastically You get great value on before the season's over, and then they lose. So you got to probably hedge. I never do, but one of these days I'll either hedge or win. But, I mean, the list is long. The list is long. I bet a team 20-1. Next thing you know, they're 4-1 and lose, and I win nothing. But it's a wild ride. I got a Lamar Jackson jersey out of it that I had to pay for.
Yeah, it's a good jersey.
Yeah, I've spent more on the well, no, I didn't, but no, it's a good jersey. Yeah, but one of these days we're gonna hit one of these future bets, or we're gonna hedge out of it. I bet that Phillies bet back in fucking April, and then they go to the World Series, and I could have hedged for a lot of money against the Astros, but the Phillies won, and I was like, they could do this, and then they lost like every game after that. Anyway, episode 191 is in the books. Justin, do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
All righty. Again, Big Easy Bets is sponsored by BetStamp. If you're in the market for a brand new sports book, you need to head over to signupexpert.com/BigEasyBets. You can find it in the description of this episode wherever you're watching or listening. You don't have to do anything special. You just click the link, click the sports book you'd like, take advantage of the promotions, and you are helping out our podcast tremendously. We will be back in the very near future. Week 0 of college football is right around the corner. There's money to be made, so we might as well make it. Y'all have a good one. Who dat?
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this pitch a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.